Most people over 40 are one leak away from starting over. Not because they didn't save enough, because nobody showed them where the money was going. Let me tell you about Marcus. 47 years old, mid-level operations manager, 18 years of doing everything right. 401k maxed since his early 30s. Index funds. No credit card debt. Tracks his spending every month. By every metric the financial system gave him, he was winning. Then one evening, Marcus sat down and ran a number he had never run before. Not his savings rate, not his portfolio balance. Something different. He ran an audit. He added up every dollar that passed through his hands in the last 12 months and never made it to his wealth system. The number was $22,400 in 1 year. Gone, not stolen, not lost, just leaking, slowly, quietly, invisibly. And that's when Marcus understood something the financial industry never told him. The gap between where he was and where he needed to be wasn't an income problem, it was a leak problem. Think about that. Two W-2 earners, same salary, same market, same timeline. 20 years later, we had completely different outcomes. Not because one worked harder, not because one was smarter, because one of them closed the leaks. The other one didn't even know they were there. That's the trap. And in the next 22 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly where the leaks are and how the quietly wealthy close them for good. Here's what nobody explains when they tell you to save more. The standard financial model has a design flaw, and it's not about the rate of return. It's not about the market. It's built into the structure itself. The model goes like this: earn, save, invest, wait. That's it. That's the entire playbook most W-2 workers are handed. And on the surface, it makes sense. The math works. The compounding is real. But here's the problem. Every dollar you earn passes through your financial system before it can compound. And most people's systems leak. Not dramatically, not all at once, slowly, by category, by habit, by belief. There are 4 categories of leaks, and I'll walk through each one in detail. But before I do, I need you to understand the math on why this matters. If your system is losing 8% of your annual income to leaks, and the average late starter over 40 is losing between 6 and 12%, that's not just money gone, that's compounding capacity permanently destroyed. Not XY. It's not that you didn't earn enough. It's that the system was designed to spend first and save what's left. The quietly wealthy flipped that sequence. They build the system first, then they live inside it. That's the foundational shift. Everything else follows from that single reversal. Let's talk about who we're actually studying here. Because there's a version of this conversation that starts with Rockefeller, family trusts, generational wealth structures, a $2,500 setup fee for an instrument you don't need for another 15 years. That's not this. The quietly wealthy are not billionaires. They're not entrepreneurs with exits planned. They don't have family offices or boards of advisors. They have W-2 salaries, 401k contributions, and a mortgage, just like you. What separates them isn't income. It's the fact that at some point, usually after a financial close call, a layoff, a health event, they stopped treating their finances as a collection of separate decisions. They started treating it as a system. A teacher in Ohio, a nurse in Georgia, a mid-level manager in Seattle. Not loud, not visible, not posting portfolio screenshots online. Quietly building, quietly closing leaks, quietly compounding. And here's the critical thing about the 40-plus timeline specifically. You don't have 30 more years to earn your way out of a bad system. The math is different now. At 40, every year of delay carries an exponentially higher cost than at 30. That's not meant to create panic, it's meant to create precision. The quietly wealthy at 40 understood this. They stopped trying to add more. They started trying to leak less. Irreversible wealth doesn't come from income. It comes from infrastructure. Now here's the part they never put in the financial books. The biggest leak isn't in your tax structure. It's not in your investment fees, it's in your psychology. Marcus knew this somewhere. But knowing it and naming it are two completely different things. The psychological trap works like this. Every time income goes up, the brain registers a win. A raise feels like progress. A bonus feels like validation. The dopamine response is real, and it triggers spending. Not recklessly, gradually, reasonably, justifiably. New car, bigger apartment, better vacations, all earned, all reasonable. And every single one of them rebuilt the leak he had just closed. That's the trap. The financial industry optimizes for income because income is measurable, it's concrete, you can point to it. But behavioral finance tells us something different. Loss aversion only works in your favor when you know where the losses are. Most people over 40 have never run a leak audit. They've reviewed their portfolio. They've checked their savings rate. But they've never systematically mapped every dollar that left the system and never came back. Marcus hadn't. Not until that night. And what he found wasn't carelessness. It was pattern. Predictable, repeatable, fixable pattern. Stop for a moment. Drop a comment. One number. The age you first started taking your financial system seriously. Not your savings, your system. I want to see it. The Quiet Wealth Leak Audit. 4 categories: systematic, annual, non-negotiable. This is the operating system the W-2 worker was never handed. Not because it's complicated, because it's not sold anywhere. There's no product behind it, no advisor who benefits from you running it. Here are the 4 leaks. Leak 1. Tax drag. You're paying maximum tax on money that should be compounding. Every dollar taxed before it compounds is a dollar working for the government system instead of yours. Leak 2. Lifestyle creep. Every dollar of income inflation absorbed into spending permanently removes it from your compounding timeline. Not temporarily, permanently. Leak 3. Fee erosion. 1% annual advisory fee on a $300,000 portfolio over 20 years. Do that math. That's not a small number. That's compounding capacity transferred directly to someone else's wealth system. Leak 4. Identity sabotage. The beliefs and behaviors that rebuild the leak every time you close it. This is the one most people skip, and it's the one that makes everything else fail. Think about that. This isn't about restriction. The word I want you to hold on to is rotation. Every dollar you stop leaking doesn't disappear. It rotates back into your system, and then it compounds. Closing a leak doesn't mean spending less. It means spending in sequence. System first. Lifestyle inside the system. We're going through each of these in depth, starting with the one that's costing you the most money right now. Tax drag. The leak most W-2 workers are aware of in theory, and doing nothing about in practice. Let me give you the number first. A 22% effective tax drag over 30 years reduces a $500,000 portfolio by approximately $180,000. Not fees, not bad investments, just tax inefficiency compounding against you instead of for you. The 401k is not a wealth-building strategy. It is a tax delay strategy. That distinction matters. The quietly wealthy use it, but they don't stop there. Here's what they stack on top. The HSA, Health Savings Account, triple tax advantaged, contributions pre-tax, growth tax-free, withdrawals tax-free for qualified medical expenses. After 65, it functions as a second IRA with no restriction. Most W-2 workers use the HSA as a spending account. The quietly wealthy use it as a stealth investment vehicle. Second layer, Roth conversion ladders. The window between 40 and 55, before Social Security, before required minimum distributions, is the optimal period to convert pre-tax retirement funds into Roth. You pay tax now at potentially lower rates. Your money compounds tax-free for the rest of its life. Third layer, tax diversification. Taxable plus tax-deferred plus tax-free, all 3 running simultaneously. This is tax architecture, not tax compliance, not just filing returns. The coordination gap is where most W-2 workers lose. Your accountant and your advisor are managing separate pieces. Nobody is running the system. That's the leak. We're halfway through the framework. If this is landing differently than anything you've heard before, that's intentional. Subscribe and hit the bell. I drop these briefings every week. No hype, no shortcuts, just the system. Let's keep going. Leak 2. Lifestyle creep. Here's why this one is the most dangerous leak in the system. It doesn't feel like a mistake. It feels like progress. You worked for the raise, you earned the upgrade, the new car is reasonable, the vacation is deserved, the subscription services add up to less than one dinner out. That's exactly why it works against you without you noticing. Let me give you the math on $500 per month of lifestyle inflation absorbed at age 42. At 7% compound annual return. That's $285,000 less in your system at 67. Not $285,000 spent on lifestyle. $285,000 in compounding capacity permanently removed. Think about that. The raise to lifestyle pipeline is the most predictable pattern in behavioral finance. Most W-2 workers upgrade spending within 6 months of every income increase. Not because they're reckless, because the system never taught them the alternative sequence. The quietly wealthy have a rule. Every income increase, raise, bonus, windfall, 25% minimum goes to the wealth system before it touches lifestyle. Automated, invisible, non-negotiable. It's not deprivation, it's sequencing. And the subscription economy has made this harder than it has ever been. $15 here, $12 there. Most households are carrying $200 per month in services they've forgotten they're paying for. That's not a spending problem, that's a system problem. Leak 3 and 4 are connected, which is why I'm treating them as one. Identify the canceller. The identity canceller is the belief system that rebuilds the leak every time you close it. And for the W-2 worker over 40, the canceller has a specific shape. It sounds like this. I'm a saver. I'm responsible. I don't take risks. I build security. That identity isn't wrong, but it's incomplete. And incomplete identities make expensive decisions. Extract the fuel. The fuel behind the canceller is security-seeking behavior, the need to feel safe with money, not just be safe with money. Those are not the same thing. This is why the equity in a primary residence feels like wealth. It's visible, it's stable, it's yours. You can walk through it. It doesn't fluctuate on a screen every morning. But it's not rotating. It's not compounding at the rate your compressed timeline requires. The same pattern shows up in advisory fees. A 1% annual fee feels like safety, professional oversight, someone watching the system. But on a $300,000 portfolio over 20 years, that's $180,000 in compounding capacity transferred to someone else's wealth system. Not X. Why? It's not that you paid for advice, it's that you paid for the feeling of safety. And that feeling has a price tag most people never calculate. Restart the engine. Irreversible wealth doesn't happen by accident. It happens by audit. It happens when you have the courage to admit that the safe path is often the most dangerous one for a late starter. Stop focusing on the size of your pile. Start focusing on the speed of your rotation. Your house is a place to live. Your portfolio is a place to grow. Don't confuse the two. The identity shift isn't dramatic. It's a single reframe. From I need to feel safe to I need my system to run. The fee erosion version of this is concrete. Move your advisory relationship from a percentage of assets model to a flat fee fiduciary. Same professional guidance, no compounding drag. That one decision on a $400,000 portfolio returns over $200,000 to your system over 20 years. The house equity version is equally concrete. Stop counting your primary residence as a wealth asset in your projection models. It's shelter, it's security. It may appreciate, but it doesn't rotate. Separate the emotional accounting from the financial accounting. The identity version is the hardest because it's not a product you change. It's a lens you replace. Every financial decision gets run through one question. Does this make my system rotate faster or slower? Not, can I afford it? Not, do I deserve it? Does this accelerate rotation or slow it? That question is the personal CFO framework, and it changes every decision downstream. The quietly wealthy don't feel more secure because they have more money. They feel secure because their system is operating. The dials are turning. The rotation is happening. The leaks are closed. That's a different feeling entirely. And it's built, not earned. We are moving into phase 2 now. The rules have changed. Build with intention. Stop. Before we go into phase 2, I need one word from you in the comments. One word. Which leak is yours? Tax, lifestyle, fees, or identity? Drop it below. I read every single one. Phase 2. The system. Let me be clear about what this is not. This is not a Rockefeller trust. It's not whole life insurance structured inside a business entity. It's not a family office strategy that requires 3 advisors, an estate attorney, and significant liquid capital before it activates. Those are real tools, for a different stage, for a different profile. This is the W-2 compatible operating system for the late starter. 3 pillars, sequential, executable without a financial team. Pillar 1, tax architecture. 401k plus HSA plus Roth conversion ladder running simultaneously, each layer reducing a different category of tax drag. This is the foundation. Not because it's exciting, because every dollar you build sits on top of this structure. If the structure leaks, everything above it leaks. Pillar 2, leak containment. The 25% income rule, an annual leak audit across all 4 categories. Every year, no exceptions. A subscription kill list reviewed quarterly. This is not restriction, this is rotation discipline. Every dollar contained is a dollar rotating. Pillar 3, coordination mindset. Every financial decision runs through one lens. Not can I afford this? The question is, does this accelerate rotation or slow it? That's the personal CFO framework, not a team of professionals, a decision filter that connects every financial choice back to the same system. Why does this work specifically at 40 to 55? Because the compressed timeline demands efficiency, not just accumulation. You don't have room for uncoordinated decisions. Every dollar needs a job. Every decision needs a position in the system. This is what the Rockefeller method got right and what the W-2 worker can execute without the apparatus. Let's make this concrete. 3 decisions this week. Not a 30-day program, not a new account, a new advisor, a new subscription. 3 decisions. Step 1. Run your leak audit this week. Pull 3 months of bank statements. 1 task. Categorize every outflow into the 4 leak categories: tax drag, lifestyle creep, fee erosion, identity sabotage. Add them up. Get your number. Marcus's number was $22,400 per year. Yours will be different, but there will be a number, and that number will not be 0. Step 2. Close the tax leak first. Is your HSA currently invested or sitting in a cash account earning nothing? Is your Roth conversion window open? Have you modeled what a partial conversion looks like in your current tax bracket versus your projected retirement bracket? These 2 moves have the highest return on investment of anything available to a W-2 worker in the 40 to 55 window. Execute them before anything else. The sequence matters more than the speed. Step 3. Install the 25% rule permanently. Your next raise, your next bonus, your next windfall, before it touches your lifestyle. 25% automated into the wealth system. Make it invisible. Invisible money compounds. Visible money gets spent. 3 leaks closed. 15 years. Same income. The gap between system run and system absent at that timeline is not marginal. It is retirement ready versus starting over at 60. That window is not infinite. The math gets harder every single year you delay. Built with intention. Marcus closed the audit that night. He didn't restructure his entire financial life in a week. He didn't call a new advisor. He didn't move accounts. He ran the audit. He got the number. He named the leaks. And then he sequenced. Tax leak first. HSA invested by the following Friday. Roth conversion window opened. 25% income rule automated the following Monday. 18 months later, his projection at 67 looked different. Not because the market changed, not because he earned more, because the system stopped leaking. That's what the quietly wealthy understand that most W-2 workers spend 20 years learning too late. You don't build irreversible wealth by earning more. You build it by closing the leaks, running the system, and letting compounding do what it's designed to do when nothing is working against it. 4 leaks: tax, lifestyle, fees, identity, 3 pillars, tax architecture, leak containment, coordination mindset. That's the system. If this briefing gave you something real, subscribe. Hit the bell. Every week I break down the financial operating systems the quietly wealthy actually use. No hype, no shortcuts, just the system. The Trip to Wealth Command Center Google Sheet is available. The link is in the description. Go and get it. Now you have the framework. The only question is whether you run the audit or keep leaking. If you found value today, I highly recommend watching the video on the screen. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, feel free to leave your comment below, especially if this video made you think differently. I appreciate your support more than you know. See you in the next video.